So the big focus on the show tonight, the battle for Rajasthan and internal strife within both parties, which is turning out to be a big challenge. Today, the Congress finally released its first list of candidates for the assembly elections. Just 33 names when around 100 at least were expected. So what is holding back the names? Is there internal wrangling over the names? The BJP too released a second list today, and finally Vasundhara Raje's name has been announced, and many of her loyalists have also gotten tickets in this list. Bhairav Singh Shekhawat's son-in-law, Narpat Singh Rajvi, whose ticket was cut in the first list and had expressed anger, has been fielded now from Chittorgarh seat. So are the internal tensions settled for now for the BJP at least? Here's a look.
Rajasthan is readying for Battleground 2023. The BJP releases its second list now, having declared 124 candidates. 33 candidates in the Congress's no surprise first list. After the rumblings last time, the BJP has accommodated a sizable chunk of Vasundhara Raje's supporters. Not a single MP has been parachuted in, and the BJP is now clearly playing safe.
वसुंधरा जी पार्टी की नेता है, राष्ट्रीय उपाध्यक्ष है। क्या भारतीय जनता पार्टी वसुंधरा जी से अलग है क्या? या हम उनसे अलग है क्या? हम सब एक हैं, हम बन के हम मैदान में उतरेंगे। ना तेरा है, ना मेरा है, हमारा है। जो उम्मीदवार है भारतीय जनता पार्टी का है।
The party has also sought to address dissent. Narpat Singh Rajvi, son-in-law of the BJP doyen Bhairav Singh Shekhawat, who was denied a ticket in Jaipur, has been accommodated in Chittorgarh. And the Congress too is treading cautiously. Only 33 names are in the first list. Most of them repeats, and the interesting fight will be the Speaker of the Congress, C.P. Joshi, taking on former Mewar Royal in Nathdwara. Women candidates figure prominently in the Congress's list, with 9 women in the first list.
मैं सबसे पहले मेरे पार्टी के समस्त नेताओं का आभार व्यक्त करना चाहती हूँ जिन्होंने मुझ पर विश्वास व्यक्त किया और मैं समझती हूँ कि ये बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी भी होती है कि आप पार्टी के प्रत्याशी बनो तो आपको जीत को भी सुनिश्चित करना होगा और मैं इसको भी गंभीरता से समझती हूँ कि मैं दो चुनाव में हारी हूँ तो ऐसे में जो पिछली हार थी वो दुर्भाग्य की हार थी चंद मतों से इसलिए मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ी जिम्मेदारी है कि मैं जीत को सुनिश्चित करूँ अच्छे मतों के साथ जीत को सुनिश्चित करूँ.
After the large-scale dissent from the first list, the BJP is now treading cautiously in the second list. And a lot of Vasundhara Raje's loyalists have been accommodated. The former Chief Minister also fights from her stronghold, Jhalra Patan. On the other hand, the Congress is perhaps more cautious than the BJP. Despite having discussed over 100 names, they've only released 33 in the first list. In Jaipur, with Somu Anand, Harsha Kumari Singh, NDTV.
Well, to discuss these lists and the reactions, we're now joined by Swarnim Chaturvedi, spokesperson of the Congress Party, Shehzad Poonawala, national spokesperson of the BJP, and Shipra Mathur, senior journalist, joining us from Jaipur. Thank you all for joining us. And first to you, Swarnim Chaturvedi, only 33 names announced in the first list. As Harsha mentioned in that report, 100 names were discussed. So what are the reasons for this? There's a lot of talk of a tussle over names.
No, look, Kargi, there is no tussle. Not over 100, 200 names were discussed, and I think the list will be completed in a day or two. And we will release another list in the next 48 hours. So I think there is no tussle. And what we have seen in the BJP, after the first release of their first list, such show of dissent was there in Rajasthan. But in while we have released the first list of Congress candidates, there is no dissent. We are united. We will fight election unitedly, and we will win the election with big margin. So we are going to form government. Next government will be by the Congress.
Well, as we mentioned, this is your first list. It's a very safe list, just 33 names. We're seeing what's happening in Madhya Pradesh now with the dissatisfaction over names being released by the in the Congress list. So, there is that example. But, there's a lot of speculation about, discussion over names, Sachin Pilot loyalists, Ashok Gehlot loyalists, both of them not agreeing, and several other leaders as well.
No. What I heard previous day in a meeting, that is Mr. Pilot, Mr. Gehlot, they all said that they have discussed the names. There is no objection on the names of anybody have suggested or something like that. But we have a criteria of winnability, and we don't see ki whose loyalty that person is or whose camp he is attending. But one thing, he is a congressman. He is working for the party. If he has worked in the organization of Congress, that is the criteria for the tickets or for the making him a candidate of Congress. So there is no dissent. They are
Right.
discussing the candidates and list unitedly with one mission, one motto, that we have to repeat the Congress government in Rajasthan
All
again.
right, Shehzad Poonawalla, the BJP has been, quite cautious with its second list, after the first list and the heartburn and dissatisfaction it created. Narpat Singh Rajvi has been, accommodated. He had expressed displeasure, and a sizable number of Vasundhara Raje's loyalists and also no MPs have been announced in this list.
Gargi, when I join you tonight from Jaipur, the talk on the streets of Jaipur is that there are three Congresses. One is Gehlot Congress, the other is Pilot Congress, and third is Bina Pilot Wali Parivarik Congress. Today, after the BJP released its second list, and in all we have released 124 candidates and hardly 35 days are left for the elections. Today, the Congress party in panic mode after our second list came out, and they did not know what they would say on Gargi's debate tonight. So they released a 33 people list. And even in that, my friend Swarnim is trying to mislead you. Today there was protest against Archana Sharma. There was protest against Mamta Bhupesh. Yesterday, Zahida Khan's husband has been driven out of the constituency where he goes to, where they are operating from. You have seen protests outside 24 Akbar Road. And because there is such massive infighting, which I call Kapada Phad Pratyogita. You know, there's one Kapada Phad Pratyogita in Madhya Pradesh. Let's not go into that. But in Rajasthan, the Kapada Phad Pratyogita is such, Gargi, that they are unable to even give tickets to Shanti Dhariwal. Now, please ask him why Shanti Dhariwal's name is not there. Who has overruled Shanti Dhariwal's name? 20 plus ministers, and they say this is a great government. 20 plus ministers, including Khachariawaz, have not been announced. As far as the BJP is concerned, look, the people are with BJP. They are saying today, anyhow, this loot, Phoot and Jhoot ki sarkar needs to be driven out, and the Jhoot is at such level that Priyanka Vadra comes and she lies about Prime Minister putting in an envelope, whereas he had not put an envelope. He had given the daan directly in with money, and it can be seen. You have seen the Phoot in the terms of Pilot Congress and Gehlot Congress. Even today they are invoking Manesar, they are invoking High Command. Every now and then they keep taunting each other. And then the loot that is there, that today even the gold biscuits, the lockers are overflowing with cash. You find note purchase outside the kachra of the minister's house. You find wherever you look a red diary of corruption, or you find evidences of corruption. And therefore people have made up their minds this time that they are going to get rid of the Congress, and therefore Congress is so scared that they can't even announce their candidates. Can you believe it?
All right, Swarnim Chaturvedi, I'll give you a chance to just respond to those various claims that have been made. But Shipra Mathur, let's get you in over here. What is your view on the situation in the state right now, and both parties facing a lot of challenges from within? The BJP has been very cautious and safe with its second list. The Congress so far has announced just one very small safe list.
Gagi, apparently because the Congress has taken a lot of time in announcing its first list, so managing the dissent at this stage, because just 34 days left in the elections, it is going to be very difficult for the party inside. While the dissent was there, discontent was there when the BJP also, put out its list, first list with 41 names. Dissent was also there, but they have somehow gotten time, to manage that, because if Razvi, who was apparently unhappy, having Diya Kumari given his seat, he has been given in the second list with 83 candidates. He has been adjusted with the Chittorgarh seat. So I think the BJP has taken time in announcing its first list well in advance, and with 124 list, the names already out. I think BJP has somehow managed to address all the concerns. While at the same time, it is also to be seen that the faces which we see in both the lists, whether it's Congress or BJP, I think largely what we can see is that the parties have relied more on the the leaders who have been in the fray for long, rather than launching absolute new faces or relying on new faces absolutely, I think both the parties have been relying on the old guards or as we see in the Congress list also. Though the 70 plus leaders are just two, Gehlot and CP Joshi, but CP Joshi has been fielded from Nathdwara seat. That's going to be very interesting seat, of course, because CP Joshi's seat is is also famous in electoral circle, as because he had lost that seat in 2008 from one vote.
By one
so that's
vote,
going
yes.
to be very interesting seat as well. But what I see apparently that from the gender perspective also, because participation of women leaders is also it's going to be very interesting this time. And Dagi, I want to point out that in BJP's list with 124 candidates, there are 9 women faces, while in Congress with 33 seats announced already, there are 9 women candidates as well. So it is also to be seen that which party gives weightage. Though in the last election, we see that there were 23 candidates BJP had fielded, women candidates, and 27 women candidates were fielded by Congress party. So there was not much difference. But let us see, how women candidates.
All right, yes, that is definitely something, to watch once all the names are out. But Swarnim Chaturvedi, your response to what Shehzad had said earlier, and there's also speculation about Mr. Gehlot, really insisting on those former BSP MLAs who had crossed over and given him support, and that is also causing some amount of delay.
So I don't know how do you get the information about the meetings that are behind the closed doors. So I must not comment on them. But one thing I should say that in Rajasthan there is only one narrative, there is only one discussion among the people that one is a government, that is central government, that is responsible for the hardship of the people due to inflation, price rise, and unemployment. And in Rajasthan, violent governments provides not only relief but also the minimum income guarantee. So these are some schemes, welfare schemes that we are backing on, and all the sections of the society are supporting us. I just wondered why the leader of opposition of Bharatiya Janata Party, he changed his seat. I just want to know where he won from where he was winning from last 6 times. So he shifted, he changed his seat. It is a clear example that BJP is a sinking ship. They have lost support of the people. They have lost touch with the people. That is why people are shifting. And why in the first list why Narpat Singh Rajvi's name was not in there
but they've also taken that into account now in the second list. He has been accommodated, so that is what, and that is what Shipra Mathur is saying, that Congress has left it so long, you're going to face a lot of dissent. Shehzad Poonawalla also, the point is that with Vasundhara Raje and so many of her loyalists having been announced in the second list, do we take it the BJP has realized that the Vasundhara Raje factor is a massive factor and something that they need to accommodate?
No, there's never a question of sidelining a tall leader like Vasundhara Raje. She's the vice president of the BJP. And by the way, if this is called sidelining, then pray. Madhya Pradesh, they have no government there. They have announced Kamal Nath as the chief minister face. Rajasthan and Chhattisgarh, they have a government. They have not announced Ashok Gehlot or Bhupesh Baghel as the chief minister face. So in fact, it is Mr. Gehlot being sidelined. And Gargi, the biggest proof of that is that in today's list, despite all the powers of Gehlot, they have not announced Shanti Dhariwal. They have not announced Pramod Bhaya. They have not announced Lalchand Kataria. They have not announced Mahesh Joshi. Not announced Khachariawas. All of these people apparently Parivarik Congress, means pilot Congress, Gehlot Congress, and now Parivarik Congress. Parivarik Congress has overruled them. Otherwise, can Swarnim Chaturvedi give me guarantee that Shanti Dhariwal will get? People are calling him Kota Ka Kalmadi because of the riverfront Ghotala and all the other things he has done, all the gold medal he has won in Kota, doing all the things he has done. So can they give guarantee that these ministers will be given tickets? Secondly, let me also tell you that in our party, even if the tough seat is there, our leaders are being told go and fight and go and make us win those seats, even which have not been won 163 when we had got.
Right.
So our leaders are going and fighting.
All right,
but here they are not giving even their ministers tickets.
And it's interesting you made that Kalmadi reference, but yes, Swarnim Chaturvedi, respond to what Shehzad Poonawalla is saying.
I just tell Mr. Shehzad Poonawalla that we give guarantees to the people of Rajasthan. There is guarantee of 100 unit free electricity to the households, 2,000 units to the farmers. We guarantee cylinder for rupees 500. You can't give that guarantee. You have not given anything to the people of Rajasthan. Yes, we guarantee that ERCP will be completed by
Well,
the
you're not
Rajasthan
really
government.
answering his
Yes,
questions about the Gehlot
we will.
loyalists not being accommodated so far.
I don't think Mr. Shahjad Poonawalla has any say who should be our candidate and who should be selected to contest the
You
elections.
just said why we
That
have
we will
changed the
decide. We will
ticket seat
decide.
of one
No. I
LOP.
just
You
told
just said
I
why
just
did you
gave,
change seat of
I just
LOP?
given an
You're not
example
willing
that
to answer the
Mr.
question.
LOP has changed his seat where he was contesting for the last 8 elections. Why? This is
Your
question that
ministers are not
people of Rajasthan
contesting.
want to know. Our minister will contest, our minister will win, Congress will form the government, and we
Shanti
will
Dhaliwal is
provide
getting
with
a ticket.
10.
All right, I just want to have one
Shanti
last
We will
word
Dhaliwal
from
is
provide
getting a
Shipra
10
ticket.
Mathur.
guarantees.
Shipra Mathur, so
People of
clearly,
Rajasthan will
the way
get
you
guarantees,
see
10
it, the
guarantees
BJP has learned
that we
from
have
its
given.
first list announcement and the Congress treading cautiously and may face a lot of, upheavals with the, the further list being announced.
Gagi, are you asking me?
Yes. Just a quick
So what is
final
this?
word. On just the fact that you were saying that the BJP learning from the first list, though it's had time, this cautious second list, the Congress so far is yet to announce a majority of the names and they could see more rumblings within.
Absolutely. So, one fact is also, Gargi, that in recent public rally, when CM Gehlot had directly appealed to the people, naming a couple of candidates, those names were apparently, it was an expectation that in the first list that will figure out, that will appear. And all those names are missing in the first list. So, people will interpret it that way, that
Sure.
has Gehlot's concerns not been addressed immediately, or because patching
I
up
just have
between
one line?
Pilot and Gehlot remains a factor very clearly in Rajasthan politics, that how to address those conflicts, because those conflicts are in the open now. So those are not hidden. So Congress is also very cautious that how to handle those discontent and that rift between Pilot and
Right.
Gehlot, and
Well, I'm
who is to be
completely out
given
of
that
time.
weightage in the
One
list
line, just one line.
is going to decide that what will be the course of action for
All
the
right,
party.
and one last line, yes, Shehzad Poonawalla.
Rahul Gandhi had 4 years ago given a guarantee that 10 days the Kisan will get Karz Maafi. Now Rahul Gandhi is not even coming to Rajasthan to campaign because he is very upset with Gehlot. And the Karz Maafi, 19,500
No,
farmers
Mr.
lost their lands.
Poonawalla,
This is
21
their
lakh
guarantee.
Kisan have been benefited with the Karz Maafi. 21 lakh farmers have been
Then Rahul
benefited.
should come back
You
and
don't
tell
know.
us.
Well,
Why isn't
we'll
Rahul
leave
coming
it
here?
there.
Rahul
Swarnim, you
Why isn't Rahul
responded to
coming?
that. I'll have to
Started
leave it
our
there.
canvas.
Thank you all for
You
joining us on the
farmers
program
will-
as the first list of the Congress has been announced today and the BJP released the second list of candidates.